In this next segment, I want to discuss what the appraisals are that we produce at the Green Mission Inc. and why it's critical that they are IRS qualified appraisals made by an IRS qualified appraiser. So, like I said in our last segment, the IRS requires these appraisals anytime a donation is worth more than $5,000 in fair market value. There's no licensure for personal property appraisers, much to the chagrin of CPAs and others who are required to have rigorous testing, education, and licensing. But there's three great organizations. I'm involved with all three of them, and I am accredited through the ISA, American Society of Appraisers, Appraisers Association of America, and International Society of Appraisers. These are the three organizations that sponsor the congressionally created the Appraisal Foundation, and I highly recommend looking at those organizations, and they have some great recommendations for appraisers across specialties. And the appraiser can't be precluded from practicing under IRS Circular 230. So we are valuing personal property, not real estate. And this is something that gets confused all the time. So with that home, while it's in the ground, it is an improvement. It is considered real estate. It is an improvement upon land. The second that real estate is taken, that's called the detachment principle, and it magically transforms in the blink of an eye from real property to personal property. The opposite is the attachment principle. When you put that dishwasher or that bathtub into the home, it magically becomes part of the real property or improvement. So we get referrals all the time from clients who work with appraisers who say, oh, this can be valued at real estate property value. And we had one beautiful home that was in the Arizona area, and the appraiser had told them it was worth $1.2 million. It was beautiful, and it was worth a lot when deconstructed, but it was actually worth only about $250,000. And there's a tax court precedent setting cases as well that talk about why this must be valued as personal property. This is not a disputed area. This has been in existence since the early 1900s when people were starting with auctions and real estate property law. Valuation methodology is the sales comparison approach. So this, in our business valuations that we do in my other firm, we often are using the income approach or the asset approach, looking at the cash generating property of a small business that's being valued or the value of their underlying assets. This is a market approach where we are looking at what is the value of this vanity on the secondary retail market in the correct level of trade, which is the secondary market. What do these vanities sell for? Some of the lower end vanities might sell for $75. We have some gorgeous custom millwork vanities with cultured marble that may sell for $2,000. So that value is tethered to actual comparable sales on the secondary market, and you have to show your work, which we'll get to in a future segment. So this is the correct appraisal steps. Quickly, it is the literal description, the dimensions when available or estimate, the condition, which is critical, comparable sales on the open market. We have created our own proprietary database that has sales that are across hundreds of thousands of price points at this point over 6 years. You present your comparable sales, you show your work, and you reconcile and conclude final value. You need to say, why is this vanity worth $2,000 and not $75? Because it's custom millwork and because it's more similar to this comparable sale. The IRS, when they present to us at our appraisal organization meetings, like to have a final table with the values for quick reference, and then you can show your work in the body of the appraisal. The requirements per the three organizations and USPAP are the definitions of value, assigned USPAP statement, the macro and micro market analysis for the type of property that's being donated, presentation, including the descriptions, condition and quantity, like I said, comparable sales, data, photographic addendum, a glossary, a CV, because the IRS needs to be able to flip to the CV and determine that, yes, this person does appear to be a qualified appraiser, checks our education and our experience. We include a copy of the contemporaneous written acknowledgement from the nonprofit in our appraisal, even though that is a requirement for the client, not for the appraiser, but it's good to have everything in one place.